Are you feeling disconnected from the person who used to be your closest companion? Does it feel like no matter how hard you try, the love and affection between you and your partner seem to fade with time? You're not alone in this. And it's a struggle many people face in long-term relationships, especially marriages. There can be a shift that happens as the years go by. Husbands who once admired and adored their wives can begin to feel distant or, at times, even dislike them. This shift is painful, not only for the wife, but for the relationship as a whole. But here's the good news. It doesn't have to be like this. Relationships go through phases, and even though it can feel overwhelming, there's always hope for restoration and growth. Today, we're going to dive deep into this complex issue. We'll understand why this shift happens and, more importantly, how to address it and build a stronger, healthier relationship moving forward. This script is for those of you feeling like you're at a crossroads. Maybe you've noticed subtle changes in your partner's behavior. Or maybe it's a more noticeable shift in affection. Whatever stage you're at, it's time to take back control. Together, we'll explore the dynamics behind this issue, practical steps you can take, and how to move forward with empowerment, self-awareness, and compassion. Throughout this journey, we'll cover the core reasons why husbands may start to feel disconnected, what the consequences are if the issue is left unaddressed, and most importantly, the solutions. By the end of this, you'll feel equipped to take proactive steps to address the situation, transform your relationship, and restore love where it may feel lost. It's going to be a step-by-step process. But trust me when I say that your journey to healing and growth starts now. Have you ever felt as if your partner just isn't the same person they used to be? Or maybe you're noticing little signs of disconnection, like lack of communication, emotional distance, or even criticism. As we get older, many things change, both in our internal lives and in our relationships. You've probably heard the saying, people change. But what does it really mean when it comes to relationships? And why does it often lead to husbands starting to feel disconnected or even dislike their wives? The truth is, as time passes, individuals evolve, circumstances change, and so do personal needs, desires, and emotional requirements. In the beginning of a marriage, everything is fresh and new, and you both may feel like you're in a honeymoon phase. But over the years, external factors such as work stress, financial burdens, health issues, or even raising children can create new pressures that weren't there at the start. These changes don't always bring out the best in both partners. And sometimes, they lead to the gradual buildup of resentment. A husband who once looked at his wife with admiration might start focusing on her flaws instead of her strengths. This is often an unconscious shift, but one that can cause serious rifts if left unchecked. There are several reasons why this dynamic can develop over time. Perhaps your partner feels unappreciated or misunderstood. Maybe he's dealing with pressures of his own that are affecting how he shows up in a relationship. It's also possible that over time, the excitement of a relationship has faded, leaving space for negativity or discontent to take root. Understanding these reasons is the first step to addressing the issue and taking steps toward repair. But what happens if this issue is ignored? It may seem easier to avoid confrontation or brush it under the rug, but doing so can lead to deeper emotional wounds, eventually eroding the connection between you both. Over time, a lack of communication and understanding can lead to greater dissatisfaction. And without intervention, it might become nearly impossible to rebuild the emotional intimacy you once had. I know it may feel painful to even consider that things may have gotten this far, but you must know that you are not alone in this. There are so many couples who face this challenge and come out stronger. Yes, it's hard, but it is entirely possible to reclaim your relationship and even strengthen it through understanding, growth, and intentional effort. Now, let's talk about how you can move from this place of hurt and confusion into one of clarity and actionable steps. I'm going to share with you strategies that can help you and your partner rediscover each other and reignite the love that might feel lost. It starts with shifting your mindset and taking action. The first step is to understand that both partners play a role in the state of a relationship. This isn't about blame, it's about understanding how both of you have evolved over the years and what you can both do to create a better future together. If one person in a relationship feels disconnected, it's a signal that there is room for growth. This could be emotional growth, mental growth, or even spiritual growth. And the key to it all is having open, honest conversations that focus on finding solutions rather than pointing fingers. One of the most important shifts you can make is in your mindset. Instead of viewing your marriage as something that's happening to you, start seeing it as something that you are actively creating together. A marriage isn't static. It's dynamic. It's a living, breathing entity that requires care, attention, and mutual understanding. This mindset shift is essential because it changes the way you approach the relationship. It removes the passive role of simply waiting for things to change and puts you in the driver's seat, where you actively participate in the healing process. Next, let's focus on practical, actionable steps. First, begin with yourself. Take a moment to reflect on your own needs and emotions. Are you in tune with how you're feeling? Are you able to communicate your needs openly with your partner? One of the biggest barriers in long-term relationships is assuming that the other person should know what you need without you having to say it. But the truth is, no one is a mind reader, and communicating your needs directly is a crucial part of maintaining intimacy. Second, focus on empathy and understanding. When you notice signs of disconnect or negativity, take the time to listen and try to understand where your partner is coming from. His actions might not necessarily be about you, but rather something he's struggling with internally. Men often have a difficult time expressing vulnerability, so his discontent might stem from personal stress or unmet expectations that have nothing to do with you directly. Instead of reacting emotionally, try to engage with him from a place of curiosity and empathy. Ask open-ended questions that invite conversation without judgment. Third, consider the importance of emotional and physical intimacy. Over time, marriages can fall into routines where both partners stop making time for one another. Dates become rare, and moments of affection become fewer. Rediscovering intimacy, both emotional and physical, can help reconnect you. It's not about grand gestures, but about small, consistent acts of affection and understanding. Even something as simple as holding hands, complimenting each other, or making time for meaningful conversations can go a long way in reigniting a sense of closeness. While you're taking action on these steps, don't forget the importance of self-care. Personal growth is not just about fixing the relationship. It's about working on yourself as an individual. Ensure you're nurturing your own passions, hobbies, and interests. A strong, Healthy relationship starts with two individuals who are confident, content, and fulfilled on their own. When both partners bring their best selves to the table, it's easier to work through challenges together. Whether romantic, familial, or even friendships, relationships require continuous effort, especially when faced with challenges. The first part of the message acknowledges the inevitability of obstacles. Every relationship, no matter how strong, will encounter difficult moments. These moments can be emotional and mental struggles like doubt, frustration, confusion, and even feelings of disillusionment. It is completely normal to question whether things can change or if the current situation is irreversible, especially when it feels like you're putting in effort without seeing the desired results. This self-reflection might be accompanied by the fear that perhaps it's too late to mend or make things better. However, the core of the message brings a powerful reminder. It's essential to remember that every relationship has ups and downs. No relationship is exempt from hardships. The key is to focus on the bigger picture, the long-term goal of creating a bond that is deep, genuine, and meaningful. By recognizing that tough times are a natural part of the relationship journey, one can shift the perspective from viewing problems as insurmountable walls to seeing them as opportunities for growth. Perseverance becomes the guiding force in these difficult moments. The message encourages not just passive endurance, but an active commitment to pushing through the tough times. In the face of challenges, you are reminded to stay grounded in the reasons why you're invested in this relationship in the first place. This could be the shared experiences, values, love, and the vision of a future together. When you experience difficulty, it's important to revisit these motivations, to remind yourself that the goal is not merely to resolve a problem, but to build a stronger, more resilient bond with your partner or loved one. In this sense, overcoming obstacles in a relationship isn't just about solving issues. It's about transforming them into stepping stones for a stronger connection. The message ultimately calls for patience and understanding, suggesting that working through the tough times is an essential part of cultivating a deeper and more meaningful relationship, one that grows stronger as you face challenges together. This journey of growth is not instant or easy, but it offers the reward of a connection that's built on the foundation of mutual respect, love, and perseverance. The takeaway is clear. By focusing on the long-term goal and understanding that difficulties are part of the process, you can not only overcome challenges, but also emerge with a relationship that has been enriched and strengthened through those very struggles. To help overcome obstacles, let's focus on setting realistic expectations. Change won't happen overnight, and that's okay. Acknowledge that growth is a process, and give yourself and your partner grace during this time. Celebrate the small wins, whether it's a meaningful conversation or a moment of physical affection. Every step forward is a step toward healing.